glasses you need.
I've got the glasses that I need.
Hi everybody. Everybody's muted, so I'm kind of like doing the Zoom. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, good, very
Pretty
good.
good. That's good. Cool. It's a cold one today. My God, frigid. He's
But no
gone.
black flies. No black flies.
Yeah.
Here.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. We got a crowd here. Yeah. Cool. That sounds good. That sounds in tune. Okay, I'm gonna put my tuner on. So there's a few people's probably going to join up. Shall I play a tune while we're waiting again? That's always fun, eh? Oh, yep, there's Mimi.
That's good.
Okay, I'll play a couple of tunes here. Let's see. I'll play this tune called "The Gold Ring." It's a Irish piping tune, and I call it a study in the key of G, and I think you'll see why. That's the gold ring. Thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed it. I'm gonna let these guys in here. Yeah, that's one of my faves. It's one of the Irish ones I got when I moved to town and started playing with pipers. And that's a big piping tune because it's a 7-part jig, and it contains all of the piping tricks that are possible on the Irish bagpipes. And you basically do them all in a big string. You know what I mean? That's what the pipers do anyway. And then as a fiddle player, you're trying to mimic all those piping tricks and trying to mimic the advantages they have. Like for instance, they have a continuous sound, continuous air supply. Hey, sounds pretty nice, eh? It's like kind of like having a bow that never ends. It's like, wow, lucky you, you know? So you're trying to kind of mimic that idea with your bow. You're trying to do things in one great big long bow and let it snap out and do the little chirpy things and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. You know, there's an old saying that all pipers want to be fiddle players and all fiddle players want to be pipers. And I do kind of agree with that. You have to have something, right? But anyway, I wouldn't try tackling the gold ring at this point in your fiddling careers, but it's definitely something for down the road. It's definitely a fun tune. Anyway, so how's everybody getting along there this week?
Good.
Yeah, fiddling going pretty good? That's good. Cool. I think I'm going to make my goal weight for my hernia surgery. It was a big panic. I had to lose like over 10 pounds, but I've lost like 9, and it's only been a few days, and so I think I'm going to be good. But I'm going to tell you, like, this life is not for me. This whole, well, you know, watching what you eat, no beer. It's like, well, my God, this is just awful. I can't understand how people live like this. And they say, oh, I feel better. I don't feel better. I feel bored. There's no food. I feel hungry all the time. My God. Like, my parents lived through the Depression.
I didn't realize you were having surgery.
Yeah, I'm having hernia surgery at Shouldice Clinic. It's the only place that will do it right now because of COVID. And they require you to be a certain weight. And I don't have a scale. And when I bought the scale, I had a little surprise. And when I called them, I didn't think it was going to be a problem because I've lost a lot of weight in the last couple of years, like 35 pounds. And you know, I told them that when I went to see them, and the surgeon was like, "Oh no, you're really, really close. Don't worry about it." But when I called the admitting place and told them, they were like, "No, you got to get that off." And it's like, where from? But anyway, I've been going through the motions, and it's pretty well gone, so it should all go okay. But that does mean that we won't have class next week. You'll just have to practice, okay? And also, though, I'm in a fiddling mood tonight because I've been at it all day. I've been doing medium versions of all the tunes on the YouTube channel. So I have to do a little bit of work to it tonight in terms of the sound, bringing up the sound volume a little bit, but then I'll upload them all. And there's 11 videos of tunes that we've learned, but at a medium speed. So, and I put the metronome on, just because I know you guys are practicing along to it, and it's really hard to practice with a metronome at the beginning stages. And that's why I tell people, if they have CDs that they find that they can play along with, or recorded music, it's such a good idea because that's almost always recorded with a metronome or a click track in the studio. And so that's kind of a good metronome right there on its own, you know? So I had the metronome on when I did these medium versions, just to give you that absolutely steady tempo to get you stronger with your own sense of tempo, okay? So I hope you take advantage of that. Anyway, but before we get started tonight, we're going to learn Irish music tonight. Does anybody have any things that they want to talk about over the week of playing the fiddle? Anything good that happened? Anything bad that happened? Anything interesting that happened?
I wonder if you could suggest a way to practice crossing strings.
Oh yeah, I got a few really good ones.
So messy in one of the pieces, and
Yes.
I wonder if you have a practice method for that.
Yes.
correcting that.
The string crossing thing is something that I find Zoom to be very good for teaching a lot of things. I've seen improvements in quite a lot of things with a lot of students in the last year. But string crossing is not one of those things that I feel like is easy to get across, because I can only see just like, well, I got a good shot here. I worked on it, but for you guys, it's kind of more like this, right? And so I can't really see what your arm is doing when you're trying to play these tunes. And I'll tell you, if you're crossing strings like this, that's going to make it really difficult to get through tunes and like cleanly and without touching the other strings all the time. Because when you move your elbow to cross strings, it's a very big move with a lot of weight behind it. See that? And there's two ways that you have to think about crossing the strings. When you cross from G towards E, right, you got to kind of put the bow over there. It doesn't want to go over there. You got to put it over with some effort with your hand. See that? When you go E towards G, the bow wants to go over there on its own, and you're just letting it go over there. See that? So there's no effort there. It's just a letting. Okay? Now, that's just to show you how sensitive the bow is on the strings to that movement. A little tiny movement will put you on the string you don't want to be on. See what I mean? So, a couple of things to keep in mind. When I cross strings, I do it with my hand. See
Hey
that?
Dan, could you record?
Yeah, I'm recording, aren't I? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm recording on QuickTime, though.
I wanted to listen to this again after.
Yeah, I'm recording on QuickTime, though. Now, that's what I'll
Okay.
upload, yeah. But I'll say it again anyway. Why not? Why not? So anyway, so when you go from G towards E, you have to put in the effort. You have to put the bow over there with these. I use these two fingers, see here. Remember bow push-ups? So I do a bit of that, and I poke that bow down there to get over to the E. Okay, see that? And then to go E towards G, the bow wants to go there. The tip of the bow wants to fall over to the G string anyway, so I just let it go over there. No effort. And the thing is that if I do put effort behind that move, it's going to be too much effort. And it's going to, if I'm trying to go from E to A, and I actually drive the bow over there, it's going to go to the D on me instead of the A. Because any amount of too much force behind that, and it goes to the string you don't want. Especially if you use your elbow to do it. So your elbow hangs around just about here. Now, my dad's teacher used to have a funny joke about it. He used to say, you don't hold your arm in tight to your side when you're playing, and you don't have your elbow up in the air like this. You have your elbow down as if you were normal. So you have your elbow there as if you were normal, and you move like this with your hand, because if you move like this with your elbow, that's a huge move on the string level. A tiny little bit of an elbow move will put you right over onto the next string, or maybe even the string after that. And so that's why you really try to do it with your hand. I call it my rudder. See that? So down towards the E, up towards the G. So I say the G is an Englishman drinking a cup of tea. See that? Straight wrist all the way over to the G. And then the E string, I'm kind of chicken wing. See that? See that? And it's a very smooth move, and it doesn't require a lot of energy. So when the eighth notes are flying, I can do that very easily. Now the best exercise for practicing string changing, I find, especially at the beginning, is very simple, and it's called down on the G, up on the A. Just like that. Now you see, watch me do that again. Down on the G, up on the A. Now you see how my elbow didn't need to move to do that drastic change? And you didn't hear any sound on my D string, which is the string between the G and the A, because I wasn't dragging the bow over to the A string. I was just putting it over there with my hand. See that? So again, watch this again. And look at my G string. See how my hand is straight? My hand and my wrist are kind of straight. And then for the E string, I'm a chicken wing. See that? That's how I change strings. So again, down on the G, up on the A. See that? Do it again. Down on the G, up on the A. Okay, now everybody's looking pretty good here on the camera, I gotta say. Down on the G, up on the A. Okay, now we'll try the other one, the other combo. Down on the D, up on the E. See that? See how I'm only using my hand there. And it's so nice because it's less work. It's going to take so much work out of your process. See that nice handy little move there. So we'll do G and, let's do G and A. Let's do, say, 4 of them. So down on the G, up on the A. Down on the G, up on the A. Okay, down on the G, up on the A. And one more. Now, down on the D, up on the E. Yeah. Down on the D, up on the E. Down on the D, up on the E. One more for the practice. Okay. Now, I gotta tell you, everybody is looking pretty good trying to do that. Like, the one thing you really have to keep your eye on when you're working on anything having to do with the bow hand and right arm is keeping your eye on it. Now, I noticed at the beginning, there's a few people that maybe thought they were doing this kind of move to get to that extra string, but they were actually doing this big arm move at first. But then as we went along, it got better. People started to do this move here instead. Okay, so it does, as long as you can keep your eye on it, that's why the zoom window is so good. Just happens to be open. You can glance at it and see if you're doing this, which you want to be doing, instead of this. Okay, so that's the best way to start changing strings. After that, you want to just try the two strings and go down, up, trying not to use elbow or anything like that. Just like this. We'll start the easiest one, D and A. Now it's looking pretty good. There might be a bit of a stiffness here and there, and that's what creeps in. You start off good, and after a while it's so watch out for that. Anything having to do with your right hand suppleness, little short stints of it at a time, because otherwise you just kind of tighten up and you're doing no good at all. So little short stints of it. Keep that hand nice and loose. Now let's try the A and the E. I should point out before we do the A and the E that they are a little different, because the A, to play the A, your bow goes straight out to the side like this and a little bit down. See that? But to do the E, it's a straight drop up and down. See that? Which is why in the orchestra, the violinists sit on the corner of their chair with their right leg dropped right to the floor like they're genuflecting. If you're Catholic. I grew up Catholic, so I'm quite familiar with this posture. And it's great because it allows complete access to the E string, that straight drop, without endangering your lap at all. You're not going to hit your lap at all, because the E string really is up and down. So when you're changing between A and E, you keep that in mind, and a little scoopy motion does the nice string change. It's kind of scooping it up there like that for the E string. See that? The A is kind of out to the side and the E is straight up, and you get a nice clean string change between A and E. Okay, so let's try that a little bit. And if you need to drop your knee, it might help you. You never know. Ready, and... Okay, so if you're doing this kind of motion, that's the funky chicken, and you can tell because you kind of do a little dip there, so you want that to be totally motionless. Let's try it again. That elbow just remains there. Ready, and... Much better. Okay, so that's the A and E, and you can tell already that it feels a little different than the D-A string change. And then we'll do the big G, big fat G, and his neighbor D. So let's give that a try now. And you can see I've raised my elbow a tiny bit for this, okay? Just a tiny bit. So let's give it a try. Ready, and... Okay, now it's pretty good. And I should mention also that, you know, the G string, like, she's a big heavy string, so you need to give it a little bit of a to get that sound snapping with the G string at the beginning of your bow. And so I find when I'm changing from D to G, sometimes that little nudge does the job for me. Give the bow a little nudge and she hooks over to the G nice, and then it kind of automatically lands back on the D for me. So... it's almost like I'm using the bounce that happens when I do this to kind of get me over there. Because, you know, I'm constantly trying to reduce the amount of work I have to do that. Especially a tune like Big John McNeil or King George IV or whatever, where you're arpeggiating down there. I try to do that with as little work as possible. Okay? So those are beginning ways to start crossing strings and getting good at it. You might find that it's a little bit out of control at first, but little stints and making sure you don't tighten up is going to get you there, okay? Now, how did everybody get along with all that? Did anybody find that it was hopeless and it was really stiff? Mary, you were killing yourself at your own picture there in the Zoom window. But it did get better, I got to say. It got better. It started out, I could see you were kind of doing this, but after a while and a lot of laughing, it started to loosen up. And maybe that's what you need. Anybody else having any trouble or need any help with those exercises or that idea? No? All good? So that's how you do it, Elizabeth. And, you know, it's just like all those other exercises that we've been doing. You just kind of do a little bit of it along with everything else.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah. And then, you know, for applying it, we'll do that tonight. We'll apply it tonight, and we'll do it with the arpeggios. Okay? Because you really have to be able to do that to do your arpeggios clean. See that? You don't see my elbow move at all, and you just see my hand doing all that string crossing and my arm following a little bit. Okay? So that's how we'll try applying it tonight. Any other very, very good questions like that with great stuff to work on for the future? Anybody else? Yes, Scott.
So I was wondering, sometimes I see like you're not holding it at the frog, you're holding it like up here.
Do not look at that, please.
Okay.
I have a weird bow hold that, like, it works for me, but I always recommend this is the most control you can have over it. I don't know what happens to me. I mean, a therapist could go on probably for a good couple of hours, you know what I mean? Something happened, but when I first start playing, I hold the bow like this, just like my brother Sean told me. But then within a couple of bars, I get this weird thing. Now, I will tell you, because many people, when you're looking at videos of fiddle players, including me, on the internet, you'll see that people hold the bow up here. Has everybody seen lots of that? Like Natalie does. Howie McDonald actually has another grip. It's a piece of garden hose, and it's right here on his bow. That's where he holds it. And so you do see that. The reason that you see that with fiddle players and not violinists is that when you're playing in the fiddling sweet spot three quarters of the time, which is this part of the bow, you don't need your pinky on there to counteract the weight of the stick. You only need that when you pass the midway point. See that? So if you're up there all the time, you can take these two fingers off the bow, hike it up a bit to get the balance so that it's sitting there and making a noise just on its own. No nudging work required. And then you can kind of go to town there at 120 beats a minute just with your hand. And like with the way I hold the bow, the weird way I end up doing it, I can get a good dotted quarter note just with my hand without having to use my arm if I get in the right spot. See what I mean? And so that's why you see that, but it's not something I would recommend.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep trying in the easy way, and then I'm sure you'll figure out your own way to do it. That's another thing. This string technique course that I video conferenced for the Royal Conservatory once, this instructor showed all these violinists side by side in one of these classes. It was great. The footage of violinists side by side, great violinists. Each one of them had a different bow hold. Each one. So you get your own, but those are the elements, and I've explained why, you know, but that's why. All right?
Okay.
Good question, though. Really good question. Anybody else? I'm an open book. No? Okay, let's get rattling, shall we? So let's do our G major scale. And tonight, let's just do it regular. Just regular old bowing, because we just did a whole bunch of bowing workouts there. And we'll just do regular scale. And then we'll do the arpeggio. And when we do the arpeggio, I want everybody to be really mindful of the hand movement across strings. Okay? So G major scale and arpeggio. A 1, 2, here we go. Okay, now we're going to have to try that again because my E string's a tiny bit flat. And I covered it up with vibrato, but that's not fair to you guys, so let's do it again. Here we go. Oh, one. Oh, whoops. Gotta let catch it back in. She must have got kicked out. There we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, 1, 2, here we go. Okay, that was much better for me anyway. Okay, now, so we're going to do our arpeggio. Now, we did that last week. So, is anybody having any problems playing the arpeggio before we try it? No? Pretty good? Okay, and remember, we're going to try to do it like this. So, let's do it. G major arpeggio. Ready, 2, here we go. 2. A1, 3, E2, A3, 1, 3, D, G2, and G. Let's do that one more time for the practice. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, now, how did people get along using just their hand? Anybody feel like they got somewhere doing that? Yeah? Kind of? A bit? Okay, anybody have trouble where it was really not working, like just stiff trying to do that? Pretty good? Now remember, if you're having trouble with that idea at home, where your arm keeps moving even though you don't want it to, you can always just use the doorway. This is my doorway, my antique radio I found on the road. Tube amplifier, amazing. It's also a record player. Anyway, so you just kind of go up to the doorway like this, put that elbow in front of it, not touching it or not reaching for it, just normal, like this. And then try to do those string changes. You know, if you use your elbow, you'll get a little rub and you'll feel that, and you'll try to do this instead. And I've noticed it really works. Now, if I was here with you, I'd be able to use my bow and touch that forearm and get that hand to melt back and forth, but I am not there, so you're going to have to, I don't know, get somebody to poke you or something like that. I don't know. But the doorway will certainly help. Okay? Now, let's see. Let's try one of our tunes. So what was the last thing we finished working on there last week? It was, all of Miss McLeod's reel, I think. Didn't we get all of Miss McLeod's reel? Okay, that'd be a good warm-up one. Maybe was last week a practice week? Did we just practice all of our stuff? We did. Okay, that's what I thought. Cool. Well, let's practice a couple of things. And then, and I want to hear a few people playing a couple of things, because obviously you've been practicing. And then we'll learn the Irish music for St. Paddy's Day. It'll be great. Okay? So let's do the Miss McLeod's reel. We'll start off nice and slow and get everybody try to be mindful of what we just worked on with the nice and slow. And then we'll do, and then we'll pick something else to practice after that. And I want to hear a few people play it if possible. Okay? So here we go.
What reel is it?
Miss McLeod's reel.
Miss McLeod's reel.
Miss McLeod's reel. No problem. And like I said, nice and easy to start with there, guys. 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, some good bow movement there, confident bow movement. So let me see, how was the tempo? That was the one thing I was wondering about because I couldn't really remember what we got it to there when we finally finished it last week. But I thought maybe was that a little fast? Off the crack just a bit, yeah? So we'll try to get ahead dead slow for sure, which is always good. But now tell me, who was okay with the tempo? Who was working with it pretty good? Oh, that's great. That's really good. Cool. Okay. So why don't we have a crack at it? Unless anybody has any questions, why don't we go back and go back to basics. So the people that were okay with that tempo, you know what this is your opportunity for now. You're going to try to do your string crossings just with your hand. Use your whole bow. Keep an eye on that tuner. See if you can get a few things lifted up while these guys work on the slower, okay? Okay, really slow. Gravely slow. 1, 2, 3, and... B part. Take a little breather, because that when you go slow, it sure does take a long time. I have a student that is strictly a question-based student. We get together once a week on Zoom, and he doesn't really touch his fiddle. Like, he's a scientist, this guy, and he's trying to understand what's going on. Like, he wants to understand exactly what's going on. So he only asks me questions. That's it. So he was talking about tempo. And he was like, okay, so for tempo, and he has no musical background at all. So he's trying to understand the whole thing. I think it's really cool. And he says, so, tempo. So that means how fast you're going. And I'm like, yes, that's true, you know. And he's like, okay, now how do I improve that? Do I time myself playing a tune And then next time I do it, should I try to beat my time? And I thought, well, you know, that's not a bad idea, but... But yeah, so in my recordings, I noticed that when I play it down at that tempo, a regular tune can take like upwards of 2 minutes to get from one end to the other. And the problem with that always is you kind of get lost in the middle. You're like, oh, geez, where are we anyway? You know, I call it lost in the water. Anyway, so how did that feel for the people that wanted it slow? Is it better? Yeah? Were you able to play it, or were there problems? Able to play it? Okay, now that we've had a breather, a little roll out, let's do it again. Exactly like that. Little A major warm-up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and... That was it, right? That was the whole thing? I think? Yeah. Okay, now that looked even better actually. For the people that were on the slow side, that looked smoother. And I'll tell you, it was a tiny bit faster. Did you notice that? Did you notice that little push? Yeah. Sometimes it can help a bit, tiny bit, okay? Now, while we have a little breather, I would love to hear it from somebody who really wants to play it for me so I can hear it, all right? Just to get a gauge. And it's another thing, like, one thing that I'm thinking about with all these Zoom classes that I'm doing is that I kind of miss the personal time with with each of you guys helping you with your bits and pieces that you're trying to get. And so I'm kind of thinking about doing maybe like a monthly office hour or something where you guys can, tune in with me, book a time and tune in with me. So if there's things that you can't get work in or you want me to look at specifically, that we can do that, because that is such a big part of my teaching. Usually I'm there watching you. I have my bow. I can help. So certainly, like, that's going to be important, because I want to get a gauge on how you guys are all doing, each of you individually. But anyway, that being said, who's ready to give it to us? Anyone? Oh, come on. Shona gonna do it. No? Who?
I can do it.
Ah, Lena's gonna do
I'm
it.
trying to vote for Lena, but I can't point at the screen because she's in a different spot from where
I guess
you
so.
are.
Okay, Lena, let's hear it.
All right. I'm making a solid effort to not use the music, so it's tripping me up a little bit. I find I can go quite fast when I look at the music, but I'm trying not to look at the music, so.
Okay, that's all right. You take your time. No rush. Very, very good, Lena. Right on. Excellent. Yeah, you should. And one of the things that I really liked, I'm looking at my tuner, very good intonation. All right, very good. Couple of times when you were out of tune, it was on the flat side, just to let you know, so that you know what your tendency might be. And I feel like one thing that happens when you go to play a tune a little faster is that you fail to take the time to get the finger pressure in that you would normally use for a note. And it's an easy fix. So I feel like that's all that was going on there, but very little. Most of it was nicely in tune. The squeakies you were having on your E string, I don't know if you're aware, but when you're playing, you have this angle going.
Yes, it's so bad.
And to fight it, all I do, I don't have that problem, but I teach people that do. I have the opposite problem. I'm always having to haul my bow in this way with these two fingers to here because it's always going out on me, right? So for you, you want to do the opposite. You want to splay them fingers out and get that bow. You know what happens when you go to the E, so don't fight it. Just splay those fingers out to correct it.
Okay.
Okay, that should take care of it. Good amount of bow too, really good. All right, who else? Who's going to follow up brave Lena, who is also Una, who's the third Una that I know in my life? Anybody else? Come on. How about you, Mimi? Haven't heard you for the longest time ever.
Yeah, I'm still I'm a bad student, so I'm just sight reading today.
That's okay. Give it a go. Let me hear you.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Apologize. It's going to be real squeaky.
It's okay. You can blame it on the dog.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah. So the dog is with me down here and might jump on the couch again. So
Okay.
I love that.
Next, it'll be Bill's cat.
Let's see here.
Okay.
And do you don't start on the pickup, you just start on the open A usually?
Whatever you want to do, but the pickup might be nice if you like it.
Okay. Sorry, hold on. False start. Sorry.
It's
The dog
okay.
also likes to sing along.
Okay, hold on, hold on. Now you're doing really good with all that, especially the intonation. I know you're making lots of changes on the go, you know, because your ear is telling you that. Keep making those changes. For you, Mimi, right now, your ear is your closest ally. It's going to push your fingers around for you without you having to go through the motions. You know what I mean? So keep listening to that and moving those fingers around like it's worth the correction now at this point. Okay. Other than that, though, fake it till you make it, man. Move that bow as if you know it, because that's really the only thing getting in your way. All of the squeaking you had was number one for a little time there too close to the bridge, and number two, failure to move the bow. That's all. Here's a bow that barely moves. Let me show you, everybody. This is everybody's problem. Here's a bow that barely moves. Here's a bow that moves. See that? Even if you're a little out of tune or if you're not sure, that strength is going to help you be more sure. So get away from that bridge and just move that bow. Fake it till you make it. Wrong and strong. Isn't that the expression backstage? Wrong and strong.
Big mistakes.
Very good though. No problems really. Just those few things that are going to strengthen you. Okay?
Yeah, sorry, I missed last week, so I was just kind of picking it up by ear as we were going and figuring it out as we fly. So
great job then. Excellent job. Now, is there anybody else? Stacy, how are you getting along? Do you want to play it for me or what? I can't make you or anything like that, you know.
Yeah, I'm not in the same boat where I missed last week, and I'm just kind of picking it up now, so I'm not very good.
But if you want to try it, please go ahead.
Hey, cover your ears.
Okay, it's all right. I'm prepared.
Yeah. Oops. I'm going to start over.
Sure.
Oh.
Yep, 3.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, that's good. That's good. But you know what? You have a really good start on the bones of it. You got to do the same as Mimi. You did good there for the first bit, probably because of my pep talk. But then the bows got smaller and smaller. And for any of you guys that are having a hesitation of bow problem, that's always the way. You might start off good, like the beginning of Lent, but then as you go on, it gets a little harder to you end up tightening up and shortening your bows. So let's do it all one more time there, guys. And we're going to move the hell out of that bow, whether you know it or not. Okay? And then we'll learn the Irish music. Okay. One more time. And I think that's a good tempo because both you guys were going kind of dum, dee, dee, da, da, dee, da. So let's give it a go with that. Don't give up. Ready, 2, 3, go. kind of the most confident go so far tonight. How's everybody feeling there now about Miss McLeod's? Pretty okay? Okay. We'll revisit it again next time, and you got a good couple of weeks now to practice it. And, you know, refer back to the video anytime you want. Oh, another thing about the medium versions that are on YouTube is that I'm doing them twice each, because with the medium tempo, going through the tune twice gives you more practice. So it'll give you lots of practice with Miss McLeod's. Any questions about it before we move on? Anything at all?
I don't have a question, but I have to tell you something.
Yes.
My Scottish mother is sitting next to me sewing a
Oh.
quilt
Wow.
with her headphones on, but every time I make the wrong note, I get a look from her. She's like my own personal tuning mother over here.
Yes, I had one of those.
Yes.
Yes, and I got a lot of looks, you know?
I'm used to tune concertinas. for a
Oh,
living.
that's very exacting work.
Yes, so
Yeah.
even with your headphones on, I'm still getting a look.
My parents were the same. My dad couldn't stand flat. Like, it would just
Yeah.
drive him. We'd be at a show and somebody would be flat, singing flat. He'd be like, oh, I just could not stand that. Very funny. But, you know, it's also funny because he used to have, you know, you've heard the expression, oh, that was so beautiful, it would bring a tear to a glass eye. Everybody's heard that expression, right? Well, my dad used to take it a step further. He used to say, that was so beautiful, it would make an old Scottish woman go. They're hard to please, very hard to please, and rightfully so.
I have to tell you one other funny thing, sorry, very quickly. So I'm teaching goldsmithing online, and we were teaching them how to put saw blades in their saw frames, and they have to tighten it until it makes a certain ping.
Yep.
So I got the tuner out, and so did one of my students who plays double bass, and we decided it's between C sharp and D.
There you go.
The probably has to be exactly there.
That's awesome. That reminds me, I've heard that the NASCAR car, or not, the Formula One cars, the exhaust pipes are tuned. When they're made, they're tuned so that when the RPMs of the engine get a certain RPM, they make this certain pitch so the driver knows he's good to go. He's in the comfort zone of the car. Very interesting. I didn't know that. But anyway, music is very, very important for every aspect of society. Now, since we're going to play Irish music, I thought maybe we would revisit the Kesh. Who remembers the Kesh? Everybody? Oh, good. Because the Kesh is like the #1 Irish tune, all right? And I thought maybe we could work on it a little bit. We will get Egan's Polka in like 20 minutes. It's really, really easy. There's lots of repetition. But I thought we could get a workout in tonight, you know, of playing. And so let's try doing the Kesh, okay? Oh, so there's no more questions about Miss McLeod? You all know what to do? You just gotta, nothing a few hundred times won't solve, right? No big deal. Okay. So, the Kesh. Does anybody want to try? Now, you know what? Let's just play it together right off the crack, okay? We'll play it together a good couple of times, nice and easy, and then we'll see if somebody wants to play it for me. I just can't remember how fast we were going. Well, was it kind of like this? Was it about that fast that we got to? Yeah? Approximately? Okay, so let's go on the back foot of that and give it a try. Okay, ready, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. it all again. Yeah, I gotta tell you, yeah, everybody was moving really good there. Fingers moving pretty well, doing the right thing. Bows moving confidently. It's very good. How are we doing? How are we feeling with the Kesh? Is everybody able to get through it from one end to the other without much problems? Yeah? Okay. What do you think about speeding it up a little bit? Okay, let's give it a try then. Just slightly. Nothing major. On the front foot. Yes.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
In the last measure, the first dotted quarter note that we have there, you play something else in there.
I play a roll.
Oh, okay.
It's an
That's what
Irish
I'm
ornament.
doing.
Did I mention that last time and explain what that is? I did?
You have talked about
Yeah.
that.
Yum
Yeah.
diddly dum. Yeah, you don't have
Yeah.
to. It's totally optional. I just put it in there because, first of all, you know, I get a little bored playing the tune so slow. I feel like putting something in there, some kind of ornament on the Christmas tree. You know what I mean? But also to give you a chance to hear it played slow, because when you hear these ornaments, it's like, you know, flickety chirp and it's over. So when you hear it played slow, you get to hear the timing. Okay, but that's what I'm doing there. Good question, Elaine. Okay, let's put our seatbelts on. Extinguish your cigarettes. We're going to see how fast we can get this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. 2, 3. time. All right, that even looked good at that tempo. How's everybody doing? Any dirty looks from the mom for playing Irish? There might be a couple. There might be a couple.
She said, "There. Which one are you playing? There is only one Irish tune." And it goes on forever.
It's true, though. It's true. I always say there are no new tunes. There's only Morrison's Jig. It was the only tune ever actually composed. Every tune after that is a ripoff of Morrison's Jig. It's the only one tune. Anyway, so how did everybody feel in there? It looked pretty good. Nobody seemed to be having any trouble. Nobody stopped. Well, maybe one person stopped just for a break. Anybody having any trouble? Please talk to me if you are.
I just keep migrating over the bridge.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
any fixes other than just watch it?
Well, one thing I noticed is that you're sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
That might contribute. So the whole thing with the position of the bow is kind of where your elbow is. And so if you keep dragging it up towards the bridge, it's just kind of where you're... So if you're slouched, if you're like kind of sitting on a couch, that can tend to aggravate that whole situation. You know what I mean? Any of those things about where your bow is on the strings. So that might help. The other couple of things about that is in the Suzuki method with the kids, they put a piece of tape across the fiddle like this. And when you're practicing, you try to move your bow in line with the tape. Okay? Away from your bridge. And you just kind of get into the habit of keeping it away from there. See what I mean? And then if it's really extreme, then you do the straws.
What are the straws?
Well, they take a straw, and I actually had to do it to a guy years ago at a class out in Guelph. He could not stay off the bridge, just chronically on top of that bridge, and it was doing his head in. So I happened to have a Big Mac combo. This was back in the days when I ate fast food, and I had the drink, and I took the straw out, and I cleaned it off, and I cut it in half, and I stuck each side in the top F-hole round part. See that? And that created a guardrail for the guy's bow. Now he cannot go on the bridge. And he had them in there. It was about 3 weeks that he had those straws in there. Eventually they did make a difference. You know what I mean? But I'd say for you, maybe see if you can sit differently so that your elbow lines up a little bit better away from the bridge. And another thing that I forgot to mention is that when you pitch the bow, pitch refers to this here that the bow does on the strings. If you pitch the bow away from the bridge, then you kind of work yourself away from it. See that? As you bow. is I used to play like this all the time with my bow down on the fingerboard, and my teacher had me start to pitch the bow away from me, and that made me work my way back up all the time, just by virtue of the angle. The same thing can be done to keep off of the bridge. So experiment a little bit and see what you can do there.
Okay, great.
Okay? Yeah, no problem. Any other questions like that? Any problems with the Kesh at that point? Everybody looked really good. Okay, let's get into the Egan's Polka, shall we? So I'm going to play it a couple of times. Did you guys all get the sheet music? Everybody get the sheet music? No? Oh my God, hold on. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let me see. So the sent mail to everybody. Egan's Polka. Okay, forward. No. Yeah, here we go. This forward. Okay. So Elaine to the Bellnet address, not to the Cogeco address. And then who else? Who else did not get Egan's Polka? Deborah. Oh my God, what happened here? Deborah Knox. Who else? Anybody else did not get Egan's Polka? Bill, did you get it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Egan's Polka is the next tune we're going to learn. So obviously you did not get the music, so I will send it to you now.
I got the carry. I got the carry.
Yeah.
Oh, the carry. Yeah, the carry. That's what it's also called Egan's. But yeah, the carry polka. That's what we're going to learn next. So you got that. That's good. Okay. Anybody else not get the carry polka? That's it? Okay, so I'm going to just forward this.
Okay, you haven't done it yet.
Okay. All right. You guys should have it there now, as long as it takes for the synapses to reach you. And while it's coming in, I'm going to play it a couple of times, okay? Got that now? Pretty easy, eh? Did you hear all the repetition? There's 2 or 3 phrases that are very well repeated in the tune, so we're going to get it really quickly, okay? So let me go through it kind of slower and show you the phrases. So we start off with this. This phrase here is usually the first phrase that Irish kids learn. Very simple. E1, open A1, open A. Do it again. E1, open A1, open A. That's the first phrase, okay? So let's see if we can get that there, guys. It starts with E1, and the next note is open A. Okay? Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, E1. A. 1. A. E1. A. 1. A. How'd we do? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notes. How'd we do with those 8 notes? Pretty good? Let's do it again just like that, except better. 1, 2, 3, E1. A. 1, A, E1, A, 1, A. Okay, now we're going to do it again, and I'm not going to yell out the numbers this time, okay? E1 that I'll give you for nothing. 1, 2, 3, go. Everybody okay with that? Looks good. The next bit is a little scale up. We start on the D. We start on the A3. Let's go to each of there. Okay. So we start on the A3. Then we play the E. Little short F, that's a 1. Come back down. 3, 1, and A. That's the next phrase. A little scale up and down where we skip a note on the way down. So we start that scale on A3. Got a long A3. Ready? Go. 3, E, 1, E, A3, A1, open A. Let's do that again just like that. A3 to start. Ready? And A3, E, 1, E, A3, 1, A. So we skip that. It's a scale down, but we skip that A2. See that? Not quite a scale. Let's do that phrase again. A3, up we go. Ready? And 3, E, 1, E, A3, 1, A. We getting that? Sorta? One more time. Ready? Slow. 3, E, 1, E, 3, 1, A. Okay, cool. So now we got the A part. We just got to get the ending. Now here's the ending. So we got this phrase. We got this phrase. And then guess what? We do the first phrase again. And the last phrase is similar to the second phrase, except it kind of resolves with 2 big long D's. See that? So really, theoretically and by rights, we should be able to start at one end and plod our way through the other until we're done, okay? So let's see if we can do that. We got E1 to open A, and I'll call them out as we go in time. Ready? 2, 3, E1. 1, A, 1, A, E1, A, 1, A, A3, E, 1, E, 3, 1, A, E1, A, 1, A, E1, A, 1, A, A3, open E, 1, E, A3, another A3. Hey, that looked like it didn't suck too bad. Hey, not bad. Let's do it again, right away. E1 to open A. Oh, this thing is bugging me. I was showing a student today about he was having trouble with his adjustment of shoulder rest and chin rest. And I was showing him stuff, and now my shoulder rest is off kilter. And I find it takes a few goings to get it back to where it should be. Okay, that's much better. Okay, here we go. Get your E1 ready. 1, 2, 3, go! 1, A, 1, A, E1, A, 1, A, A3, E, 1, E, A3, 1, A, E1, A, 1, A, E1, A, 1, A, A3, E, 1, E, A3, another one. Do it all again. E1, A, 1, A, looks really, really good, guys. Anybody having trouble with any of that? Anyone? No? Questions, queries, problems, concerns, comments?
I have a question.
Yes, Lena?
I'm ending on the wrong up. I'm ending on a down bow. Is there a slur in there to make it end at the right?
Yeah, I do a slur, so you don't have to, I should point out, but it would probably help a little bit. So, I slur the E and the E1 in an up bow. Okay, and then I go down for the rest. So, up. That's how I do it. Okay? Yeah, good question. Good question. Anybody else? Any bits or pieces you want to ask me about before we grind it? Okay, let's get the grinder out. Here we go. Put your safety goggles on. 1, 2, 3, E1. A1. E1. A1. A3. E1. E3. 1. A. E1. A1. A. E1. A1. A. A3. E1. E. A3. A3. Do it again. E1. A1. 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 A3. E1. E3. 1. A. E1. A1. Again. B-part. Okay, that's really good there, guys. Looking really good. Any other problems or questions? No? Good? Okay, we're on to the B part.
Can I ask you a question actually? Sorry.
Oh yeah, no problem.
It's me.
Yep.
How conscious of you are you when you're playing? I'm just curious because the second time we played that, you started on an up bow.
Yep.
And then you corrected yourself. Are you are you conscious of it, or is it just naturally happening?
Well, those up-ups, that up-up that I showed Lena there, that
Yeah.
naturally occurs to me.
But you had to fix it the second time through.
Yes, now
You
that
had
was a
to
little
do
bit
that
more
now in order to get back on path.
Yes, that was a little bit more conscious, but and normally, if I was playing up to speed, I would probably add a pickup note to turn my bow around. I think it might be, what do I usually do? Yeah, a little E. But by rights, you should be able, with polkas, you should be able to do it both ways. So I do both, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm just curious how conscious you are.
Well, but you make a good point, because that up thing in 4/4, that is something that I want all you guys to learn unconsciously, like that your arm will just do it on its own, because that was not a conscious thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good question. Good question. Anybody else? Any bits like that? I love when you guys try to catch me out on something. It's awesome. Okay, so second part.
I was not trying to catch you out. I was more amazed that
Oh,
you were
come
able
on.
to get
You
back
did a
on
good job.
path. Oh, come on.
Okay, now I'm going to take a look at the music here because I want to make sure I don't confuse you guys. Let's see here. Downloads, yeah. Okay. Where's Egan's? Oh, it's called the Kerry, that's right. Oh, I know why. Here it is. Okay, second part. So I just wanted to make sure. Oh, yeah. There's two ways to play this tune. Some people play, but lots of people play. So I had to clarify which one it is. But this is the double E version, which is actually I prefer. It's more Irishy because the Irish guys, they tend to kind of repeat a note rather than go down to that other string. Too much work. So I really kind of think it has an Irish sound. So this first phrase goes like this. 1, 3, 1, E, E, 3, 1, A. That's it. Very, very simple phrase, okay? So that's 1, 3, 1 on the E string, and then 2 open E strings, and then this whole move that we did before, A3, A1, A, from the first part. Remember that? Scale down, skipping 2. So that all together, that sounds like 1, 3, 1, E, E, A3, A1, A. So let's see if we can do that together, guys. Get your E1 ready. And the next note's going to be a 3. 1, 2, 3, E1. 1, 3, 1, E, E, A3, A1, A. Okay, that's the first phrase of the B part. Let's get used to that. Let's do it a couple more times. 1, 3, 1 on the E string. Ready, go. 1, 3, 1, E, E, A3, 1, A. We'll do it one more time. Turn my tuner back on. Okay. Ready, 2, 3, E1. 1, 3, 1, E, E, A3, 1, A. How we doing there, everybody? Working okay? Okay, and then the next phrase you already know. Remember that from the A part? Okay, so why don't we try playing? Well, let's just go right from that phrase we just learned into the phrase from the A part, okay? It sounds like... Let's see if we can get that far, okay? So 1, 3, 1 on the E string. Ready, go. 1, 3, 1, E, E, A3, 1, A, A3, E, 1, E, A3, 1, A. E1, 3, 1, E, E, A3, A1, A, A3, E, little 1, E, A3, A3. Now you see, look, you just sailed right through that part. See that? Excellent. So now the polkas are nice that way. They're forgiving. I remember I love Irish polkas. I didn't even know about them until I moved to Toronto. Well, actually moved down to the States where I started playing with Irish people. And they're great fun. I remember one time I played a dance and it was called the Real Blast Weekend. It happens here for all, I know there's a couple of dancers in this group, but it happens in Toronto. And they do it every year, and it's a whole dance weekend out at St. Barnabas Church, and they do an Irish one as well, and that's up at the, I can't remember, there's a few places where they have it, but this one year, they had this fella from Cork, and his name was Timmy the Brit, because he lived in Manchester. And he played the accordion, the button accordion, and he called the Céilís, the dances, at the same time, which was pretty amazing. So for the Real Blast Weekend, they usually get a guest caller, and they get a band, like a different band every year. This year, it was my band. And so we were sitting there with this fella, Timmy the Brit, and usually we play the music, but this fella had his own box, and he was playing his own music for all the dances. So we were just kind of backing him up. This guy played nothing but slides and polkas the entire night, the whole night. And so I just sat there and I had my helmet on and I got every one of those little tunes that fella played. Like, they're short, just like this one. Short little tunes with lots of repetition, just dandy little phrases that I just love. And he'd just be sitting there cranking them out, little tunes, one after another. And I just sat there getting them. That's what's nice about polkas. You know, you get them quick and they're a lot of fun. Okay, now that I've distracted you, let's take the grinder to the B part. Anybody having any questions before we do that?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
What makes this a polka?
Well, it's going to be faster. For a regular polka sounds like we're going slow, but a polka is this speed. So it's that kind of 2/4 feel there, Bill. That kind of boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick. That's what makes a polka. And you know, they got German polkas. Everybody knows German polkas, right? And there's all Polish polkas, but Irish people have polkas too. It's mostly all about the dance that they do down there. It's Irish style square dancing, and a lot of it is based on polkas, like a two-step.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, B part. Here we go. 1, 3, 1. Oh, 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 3, 1. E, A3, 1, A3, E, 1, E, A3, 1, A, E1, 3, 1, E, A3, 1, A3, E, 1, E, A3, A3. Let's do it again, no numbers this time. Last time. Yeah, that looks great, guys. Everybody looks like they're pretty comfy with that. That's good. Okay. Are we ready to try the whole tune? Let's do it. Okay. So let's go nice and easy, just at that exact same tempo, and see if we can get through the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, go! Let's do it all again. E1. Okay. Any casualties? Only survivors? That's great. Right on. Simple tunes are great, eh? It's a really, really good one. You can see why it's one of the first ones that kids over in Ireland learn. That's why I say that first phrase of music is usually the first phrase of music an Irish kid learns. It's kind of neat. Anyway, any questions or problems or comments about any of that tune at all? Nobody? All that music? No questions? Awesome.
Actually, I have a problem.
Yes.
The bowing direction is really messing me up. So, did you say that you should be able to play it in both directions?
Yeah.
So when practicing, just do it in both directions. And don't worry
Yes.
about
Give
too
it a
much.
try, and then next time I'll check in with you, see how it's going.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. It's a good point, though. Any other questions like that? No? Okay. So you're gonna practice that this week. That, like I said, there's a medium version there on YouTube for you if you feel up to it. And there's also slow and there's fast for you to get the sound in your head. And you can work on also the Kesh Jig. Would be really good for Irish music for this month. And also we'll work on the Swallowtail there. Next going off, we'll work on the Swallowtail as well. Great tune, Irish tune as well. And it occurs to me that St. Patrick's Day this year is on a Wednesday. So that's going to be, yeah. So on this, I'm planning on doing, I haven't told anybody yet, but I'm planning on doing a St. Patrick's Day live stream, okay? Because right now I have the what I call Ethernet music, which is my workshop in the backyard. I have an Ethernet cable run out there, and I have with a microphone and a set of headphones, and I have my buddy Ross comes out over there, and he gets in there and he plays the pipes, and I play the fiddle in here, and we can hear each other. And it was like we did it the other night. It was just great, and we recorded it too. So anyway, I'm going to have a guest, and I'm going to do a live stream for St. Patrick's Day using the Ethernet music. But I'm not going to do it on St. Patrick's Day because everybody's already doing something on St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to do it the day before, which is my birthday, March 16th. All right, it's weird. My birthday is the day before St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, so I was thinking that we could have class earlier that day if it would work for you guys. If it would work to do class at 6 o'clock for that week, that means that I could do class and then do my stream, and it'll be really fun, and maybe you guys can stick around. Anybody that wants to stick around on Zoom, it'd be really, really fun, okay? So just plan for that. It just occurred to me, and I thought I'd let you know. So that's going to be March 16th, that we would do our class at 6 o'clock, if it's possible and okay. Let me know if it's a problem, of course. Okay? And a reminder that next week I'm going to be up at Shoaldice. And as soon as I do that weigh-in and they say, yeah, you're good to go for your surgery, I'm going to be like, where are the bagels at? I know you got bagels here and I want a couple right now. So anyway, so practice next week. And then we'll pick up the following week, which is going to be the what do you call it there? Oh, hold on. So that is going to be the 16th. Yeah, so the next class would be March 16th at 6 o'clock. Okay? Everybody good? Thanks a million, everybody. Thanks for the transfers, too. I really appreciate it. See you on the 16th.
Thanks, Dennis. Have a good surgery.
Good luck with your
Yeah,
surgery.
good luck.
Thank
Good
you
luck
very
with your
much.
surgery.
All right.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.